Above us, the skies have long been a stage for human ambition, courage, and innovation. But sometimes, in the blink of an eye, the skies turn tragic. Today, we uncover the stories behind 4 devastating air disasters captured on camera that shook the world. From a mid-air collision at a Texas air show to the catastrophic loss of the Space Shuttle Challenger, these events remind us of the risks of flight and the lessons learned in their aftermath. Join us as we dive into the details of these heartbreaking moments, pieced together from eyewitness accounts, official reports, and haunting footage. Story 1. On November 12, 2022, the Dallas Executive Airport in Texas buzzed with excitement. The Wings Over Dallas Air Show, organized by the Commemorative Air Force, was a Veterans Day celebration of aviation history, drawing over 4,000 spectators. Among the stars of the show were 2 World War II-era aircraft, the iconic Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress, nicknamed Texas Raiders, and the rare Bell P-63F King Cobra. The B-17, a lumbering 4-engine bomber, carried a crew of 5. The P-63, a sleek single-seat fighter, was piloted by 1. Both were lovingly restored by the American Air Power Heritage Flying Museum, symbols of a bygone era. At 1:22 p.m., the Air Boss, responsible for choreographing the show, directed the bomber formation to fly parallel to the spectator line along the 1,000-foot show line, while the fighters, including the P-63, were to transition to a trail formation and pass in front at the 500-foot line. It was a routine maneuver meant to showcase the plane's grace and power, but something went horribly wrong. Witnesses described the P-63 executing a high-speed, descending banked turn toward the runway approach. In a split second, it collided with the B-17, slicing through the bomber's left side just behind the wing. The impact was catastrophic. Both aircraft broke apart mid-air, raining debris across the airport grounds and nearby Highway 67. Fireballs erupted as the wreckage hit the ground, sending plumes of black smoke into the Texas sky. Tragically, all 6 crew members perished. Terry Barker, a retired American Airlines captain and former Army helicopter pilot. Len Root, another American Airlines retiree with 30 years flying the B-17. Dan Reagan, a Korean War Navy veteran and radio operator. Curtis Rowe, a dedicated Civil Air Patrol member. Kevin K. 5 Michaels, a young historian for the Commemorative Air Force. And Craig Hutain, the P-63 pilot who had flown since childhood with his World War II veteran father. No one on the ground was injured, but the loss of these aviation enthusiasts and irreplaceable aircraft was devastating. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, launched an investigation. The NTSB's final report in December 2024 pointed to the Airboss's inadequate pre-briefing and reliance on real-time directives and the see and avoid strategy, which failed to maintain separation between the planes. A lack of FAA oversight and guidance for airshow operations was also cited as a contributing factor. The crash led to calls for stricter safety protocols. The organization now requires pilots to adhere strictly to pre-planned maneuvers, a lesson paid for in lives and history lost. Story 2. On January 28, 1986, the skies above Cape Canaveral, Florida, bore witness to one of the most heart-wrenching disasters in space exploration history. The Space Shuttle Challenger, named after a 19th-century British research vessel and the Apollo 17 lunar module, was set to embark on its 10th mission, STS-51L. This flight was historic, carrying a diverse crew of 7. including Krista McAuliffe, a schoolteacher from New Hampshire who would have been the first civilian educator in space. The crew also included the first American female spacewalker, Judith Resnick, the first African-American astronaut, Ronald McNair, alongside Commander Dick Scobie, pilot Michael Smith, and mission specialist Ellison Onizuka. The mission was meant to inspire a new generation, with McAuliffe planning to broadcast lessons from orbit. But at 11:39 a.m., just 73 seconds after liftoff, the dream turned into a nightmare. Spectators, including schoolchildren watching live, saw a plume of smoke and fire as Challenger disintegrated in the sky. The crew cabin separated from the orbiter, plummeting into the Atlantic Ocean. All 7 aboard were lost. The Rogers Commission, formed to investigate, pinpointed the cause, a failure in the O-ring seals of the right solid rocket booster. Cold weather on launch day had made the rubber O-rings brittle, allowing pressurized burning gas to leak and breach the external fuel tank. Aerodynamic forces tore the orbiter apart. The commission also criticized NASA's organizational culture, highlighting pressure to maintain an ambitious launch schedule that sidelined safety concerns. The disaster grounded the Space Shuttle program for over 2 years, leading to sweeping changes. The shuttle Endeavour was built to replace Challenger, and plans for launches from Vandenberg Air Force Base, the Manned Maneuvering Unit, and Shuttle Centaur missions were scrapped to prioritize crew safety. The remains of Challenger were laid to rest in a missile silo at Cape Canaveral's Launch Complex 31, with one piece displayed at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex as a somber reminder. The loss of Challenger and its crew reshaped space exploration, forcing NASA to confront its flaws and recommit to safety, ensuring the legacy of those 7 pioneers would never be forgotten. Story 3. Fast forward to January 29, 2025, when tragedy struck the skies over Washington, D.C. American Airlines Flight 5342, a Bombardier CRJ-700 regional jet operated by PSA Airlines under the American Eagle banner, was on final approach to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. The flight, which had departed from Wichita, Kansas, carried 64 passengers and crew. At the same time, a U.S. Army Sikorsky UH-60L Black Hawk helicopter, operating as Priority Air Transport 25, was on a training mission with 3 crew members aboard. At 8:47 p.m., at an altitude of just 300 feet and half a mile from runway 33, the 2 aircraft collided over the Potomac River. The impact was devastating, killing all 67 people aboard both aircraft. The CRJ-700, a 20-year-old jet with no reported issues, and the Black Hawk, registered as Zorro 26860, plummeted into the river. It was the deadliest U.S. air disaster since 2001 and the first major commercial passenger crash since 2009. The crash left a nation in mourning, with a vigil held in Wichita for the victims. The NTSB's preliminary report revealed critical lapses. Investigations by the NTSB, FAA, U.S. Army, and Department of Defense are ongoing. Story 4. On May 22, 2025, the quiet Murphy Canyon neighborhood in San Diego, California, was shattered by disaster. A Cessna Citation II, a small business jet, was on a routine flight when it suddenly lost control and crashed into a residential area. The plane, carrying 6 people, plummeted into homes, killing all aboard and injuring at least 8 people on the ground. 10 homes were damaged, 1 completely destroyed, as flames and debris engulfed the suburban street. Details about the crash remain limited as the NTSB investigation is ongoing, but photos of the aftermath paint a grim picture of destruction. The Cessna Citation II, a twin-engine jet often used for private and charter flights, was not equipped with the same advanced collision avoidance systems as larger commercial aircraft, raising questions about its operation in busy airspace near San Diego. The crash disrupted lives and homes, leaving residents grappling with loss and trauma. Investigators are examining maintenance records, pilot training, and potential mechanical failures, but answers are still forthcoming. For now, the scars in Murphy Canyon serve as a reminder of the fragility of safety in the skies. These 4 tragedies, captured on camera or etched in history, remind us that the skies, while a marvel of human achievement, demand respect and vigilance. From the preventable errors at Wings Over Dallas to the systemic failures of the Challenger disaster, the congested airspace over D.C., and the devastation in San Diego, each event has spurred change, new regulations, better oversight, and a renewed commitment to safety. As we honor the lives lost, pilots, crew, passengers, and dreamers, we carry forward their legacy by learning from the past. The skies will always call to us, but it's our responsibility to ensure they remain a place of wonder, not tragedy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the skies. If you found this documentary compelling, please like, subscribe, and share to keep these stories alive. Until next time, stay safe and keep looking up.